Hi, today we're going to be talking about transcription and translation, which is how our cells make proteins. Now, you just finished watching the Amoeba Sisters video that compared DNA to RNA. If you did not take notes on that video, now would probably be a good time to pause this video and just write this down in your notebook so that you have this information in front of you later. The video also talked about the 3 different types of RNA, and this would also be something that would be helpful to pause and write down. We will be talking about these 3 types of RNA and how they contribute to making proteins in this PowerPoint. So let's quickly review what is a protein. We talked about proteins back in our little mini macromolecule unit. And we learned that a protein is a macromolecule, so it's a polymer, and it's made of smaller pieces, and those monomers, those smaller pieces, are called amino acids. And proteins have a lot of different jobs in our body, and they help us do a lot of different things. You can see just a short list on the screen right here of some of the jobs that they have. And it's important to know how proteins are put together because if a mistake happens and your body does not make proteins correctly or one specific protein correctly, that can lead to disease and illness. And if we know why or what's causing that disease and what protein or what mistake in the protein is causing that disease, we can come up with ways to treat those illnesses. And so you can just see a list of a few examples of diseases that are the result of proteins not being correct. So let's talk about DNA and proteins and the connection between the two. So if you look at DNA closely, and so here you can see, right here we have this X shape, that's a chromosome. So chromosomes, remember, are DNA that's tightly packed and coiled together in a nice little neat package. And if you uncoiled that and looked at a single strand of DNA, there are segments on there, and those segments are known as genes. So they're little small sections of the DNA. And those genes contain the instructions for making proteins. So in the image, you can see there's 2 genes. So gene 1 would be instructions for one type of protein. The second gene might be instructions for a completely different protein that your body needs. Now, when you build a protein, when your cell is building a protein, it has to happen in a very specific order, right? Those proteins, those amino acids have to go together in a specific order. If they don't, that protein is not going to work.